Moshe said to the God, "Who am I, that I should go to Paro, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Mitzrayim?" And he said,
"Certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be the token to thee that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Mitzrayim, ye shall serve the God upon this mountain."
And Moshe said to the God, "Behold, when I come to the children of Israel, and shall say to them, The God of your fathers hath sent me to you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them?" And God said to Moshe,
"I am being what I am being."
And he said,
"Thus shalt thou say to the children of Israel, I am being hath sent me to you."
And God said moreover to Moshe,
"Thus shalt thou say to the children of Israel, Yahweh, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Ishaq, and the God of Jacob, hath sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial to all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say to them, Yahweh, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, of Ishaq, and of Jacob, hath appeared to me, saying, I have surely visited you, and seen that which is done to you in Mitzrayim. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Mitzrayim to the land of the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Yebusite, to a land flowing with milk and honey. And they shall hearken to thy voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, to the king of Mitzrayim, and ye shall say to him, Yahweh the God of the Abrim hath met with us. And now let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to Yahweh our God. And I know that the king of Mitzrayim will not give you leave to go, no, not by a mighty hand. And I will put forth my hand, and smite Mitzrayim with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof, and after that he will send you away. And I will give this people favor in the eyes of Mitzrayim, and it shall be that when ye go, ye shall not go empty, but every woman shall ask of her neighbor, and of her that sojourneth in her house, jewels of silver, and jewels of gold, and garments, and ye shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall despoil Mitzrayim.
Shemot, Exodus, chapter 4. And Moshe answered and said, But behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken to my voice, for they will say, Yahweh hath not appeared to thee. And Yahweh said to him, What is that in thy hand? And he said, A rod. And he said, Cast it on the ground. And he cast it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moshe fled from before it. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Put forth thy hand, and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand, and laid hold of it, and it became a rod in his hand.
That they believe that Yahweh, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Yitzhak, and the God of Jacob, hath appeared to thee.
And Yahweh said furthermore to him,
Put now thy hand into thy bosom.
And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous, as white as snow. And he said,
Put thy hand into thy bosom again.
And he put his hand into his bosom again, and when he took it out of his bosom, behold, it was turned again as his other flesh.
And it shall become, if they will not believe thee, neither hearken to the voice of the first sign, that they will believe the voice of the latter sign. And it shall become, if they will not believe even these two signs, neither hearken to thy voice, that thou shalt take of the water of the river, and pour it upon the dry land, and the water which thou takest out of the river shall become blood upon the dry land.
And Moshe said to Yahweh, O Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken to thy servant, for I am slow of speech, and of a slow tongue. And Yahweh said to him,
Who hath made man's mouth? Or who maketh a man mute, or deaf, or seeing, or blind? Is it not I, Yahweh? Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt speak.
And he said, O Lord, send, I pray thee, by the hand of him whom thou wilt send. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Moshe, and he said,
Is there not Aaron thy brother, the Levi? I know that he can speak well, and also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee, and when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart, and thou shalt speak to him, and put the words in his mouth, and I will be with thy mouth, and with his mouth, and will teach you what ye shall do. And he shall be thy spokesman to the people, and it shall be that he shall be to thee a mouth, and thou shalt be to him as God. And thou shalt take in thy hand this rod, wherewith thou shalt do the signs.
And Moshe went and returned to Yethro his father-in-law, and said to him, Let me go, I pray thee, and return to my brothers that are in Mizraim, and see whether they be yet alive. And Yethro said to Moshe, Go in peace. And Yahweh said to Moshe in Madian,
Go, return into Mizraim, for all the men are dead that sought thy soul.
And Moshe took his woman and his sons, and set them upon a donkey, and he returned to the land of Mizraim. And Moshe took the rod of the God in his hand. And Yahweh said to Moshe,
When thou goest back into Mizraim, see that thou do before Pharaoh all the wonders which I have put in thy hand. But I will make strong his heart, and he will not let the people go. And thou shalt say to Pharaoh, Thus saith Yahweh, Yisrael is my son, my firstborn, and I have said to thee, let my son go, that he may serve me, and thou hast refused to let him go. Behold, I will slay thy son, thy firstborn.
And it was on the way at the lodging place that Yahweh met him and sought to kill him. Then Zipporah took a flint and cut off the foreskin of her son and made it touch his feet. And she said, Surely a bridegroom of blood art thou to me. So he let him alone. At that time she said, Bridegroom of blood, for the circumcision. And Yahweh said to Aaron,
Go into the wilderness to meet Moshe.
And he went and met him in the mountain of the God, and kissed him. And Moshe told Aaron all the words of Yahweh wherewith he had sent him, and all the signs wherewith he had charged him. And Moshe and Aaron went and gathered together all the elders of the children of Yisrael. And Aaron spoke all the words which Yahweh had spoken to Moshe, and did the signs in the sight of the people. And the people believed. And when they heard that Yahweh had visited the children of Yisrael, and that he had seen their affliction, then they bowed their heads and worshipped. And afterward Moshe and Aaron came and said to Paro, Thus saith Yahweh the God of Yisrael,
Send away my people, that they observe a festival for me in the wilderness.
And Paro said, Who is Yahweh, that I should hearken to his voice to let Israel go? I know not Yahweh. And moreover, I will not let Yisrael go.